Dumb
Weird.
Podcast. Well, hey there, folks. Wes here from the Dumb, Cool, Weird podcast, and this is a segment we've already kind of done already a few times, twice, as a matter of fact. But basically, I thought it'd be cool to do micro podcast, which is something that's fairly new for people who do podcasts. So basically, what a micro podcast is, in my opinion and my definition, is a podcast that's anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes to 10 minutes. And that's what this format's going to be. So it's just going to be, either me or Nick or anybody else on the podcast that wants to do it. But we're going to call these Dumb, Cool, Weird Micros is what we're going to call these, And hopefully you guys will enjoy these little podcasts, It'll be, entertaining. And in an effort to try to, gain more followers and look more into the content, that'll be great, but also you can get to know us a little bit more too. So, for those of you that do not know, I have a cat apparently, and she needs to chill. Just calm down, okay? I actually have autism. I was diagnosed formally about 2 years ago. I went to a psychologist and got diagnosed. And so I've had issues in my whole life with dealing with people and just interacting with people. And now the interesting thing is I'm trying to figure out, how to navigate the world, with this knowledge I have now. And I can't help but think that a lot of the issues I have, in my life is because I just wasn't aware of it. And, this whole episode is going to be about, things that are wrong with me that I've found out, and how it's probably affected my relationships. I've had a lot of relationships over the years, and I've been with a lot of different people. I've had a lot of different experiences in the world, and having those experiences has taught me a lot about myself. And I guess the biggest thing with me is I'm just afraid that people are going to reject me, and it's just a big fear of mine that I'm not going to be good enough for somebody. I kind of run into these same habits over and over again when I date people, because sometimes I pick the wrong people. Sometimes things don't work out. And the thing is, I wonder when I get into relationships if maybe I'm not good enough because I'm not working good on myself good enough. I run into the same traps that I ran into before. And sometimes I wonder that. Because I've had a lot of people that I've dated over the years, they've kind of given me input. They've told me, hey, this is what you're doing wrong, or this is what you need to do better. And I try to fix those things. And maybe I'm just not finding the right people that fit my personality, or, I'm not 100% sure, It's one of those things that it's hard to figure out where your mental health is the problem and the relationship you're trying to get into is the problem, or maybe there's some problem with them. And people don't know this about my mind, but I think about things so deeply. I sit and I wonder and I think really hard. When I was a kid, I had an IQ test done, and I have an IQ of 125, which is above the average of the population. And my whole life, I've always sat and just thought so deeply in my brain about everything. I think the thing is, I think I do it a little bit too much. I think deeply about everything and anything way too much. And I overthink everything. I have a hard time making decisions, not because I'm not confident, but it's hard to make a decision because decisions are tough, because it's so hard wondering if you're making the right decision or not. And for me, in my mind, I struggle so hard trying to make a right decision, because I weigh everything in my brain. My brain's always going a million miles an hour. I have a sleeping disorder too, and I wonder if part of the sleeping disorder I have is because my brain is just always going. I'm a workaholic. It's 12 o'clock at night right now, and I'm still working on my podcast. I'm still working on my movies. I'm still working on the stuff that I do. I work really, really hard, and I can't stop working. Like, my brain chemistry is so wired for that. You know, I went through college. College was easy for me. I would just sit in a class, listen to the professor speak, and then I'd go take a test and I'd make a really good grade, and I didn't even really study that hard. The only time I ever really had to study is when I was doing math, because math is a little bit, more rigorous. Science as well. The thing is, like, people don't understand about my mind is I overthink everything, and I want to try to do everything, and you can't do everything. And that's something I'm starting to learn about myself. You have to find like a niche. And, for years, I was trying to figure out what kind of videos I want to do. And I finally figured it out. I really like doing this podcast, and I really like talking, and I really like I like that people are listening to me and actually give a shit about what I'm trying to do. And it's cool, and I'm learning how to make better descriptions. I'm learning how to make better titles on YouTube, Rumble, whatever platform we're on. And it's cool that people actually like shit like this. The stuff I was doing before was great, but I just feel like it never really turned many heads. The most success I ever had on YouTube was a short film I made with an ex-girlfriend many, many years ago. And video has like close to 11,000 hits now, so... But I mean, if you want to get really technical about it, I work with Emmanuel Hudson, and a bunch of stuff I've worked on with him, I either directed or did cinematography on, has like gotten millions and millions of views. So I guess that counts too. But we were using his fame. I just made the video, or directed the video, or whatever I was doing on the video. And it's just crazy because, like, when in a relationship, I just feel like I'm never good enough. But the thing is, I am good enough. And the thing is, they see it as a lack of confidence, but I'm not so sure it is a lack of confidence. I think I just overthink every goddamn thing. And I want to do so much and do so much. And, I'm quirky because I'm autistic. And, my dad told me, this past Thanksgiving that, he had a full evaluation done on me when I was a kid. He just never shared it with me. And that's really sad. And I'm kind of sad that he never told me those things, and I wish I would have known. I think it would have made navigating life a little bit easier because I would have known what was wrong with me. And now I know the reason why he was sending me to a therapist when I was a kid was because I'm autistic. And I just wish he would have told me that. He said he had me evaluated when I was 5 or 6, and they said I was on the spectrum. And they said I was high-functioning autistic. And when I was in elementary school, I was put in some remedial courses because of that. I found out. And, I was only in those remedial courses for a short amount of time, and I went back to normal classes in middle school and high school, And like I said, I graduated college with a 3.4 GPA, I did good. And I work at a company, and I'm pretty successful at what I do, They like me there, and I do good work. I get work done quick. I'm always on the ball. I think the only thing I'm missing in my life is a really good partner. And I have a lot of checklists. I have a checklist, of things that I want out of a partner. And I don't know, maybe I should be a little bit easier on myself when I look at that checklist. But we're getting close to the 10-minute mark. So, check out the Dumb Cool Weird podcast. Check out more of these micros that are going to be coming. I don't know when they're coming. They'll come when they come, and you'll be notified about them because you'll see them pop up and populate. And subscribe. Check us out. Look at our content. We got a lot of really cool stuff out there, and we got more stuff coming. We got more different types of content coming. So be sure to check that out. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to check out our website, www.dumbcoolweird.com. And as Nick would say, stay sexy, Atlanta, and have a lot of fun out there. If you want to check out more of our stuff, go to www.dumbcoolweird.com. You'll find our Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, and Patreon link if you want to support us. Also, be sure to check out our merch store. And if you're interested in being on our podcast, you can find a link on our website so you can reach out to us and tell us if you want to talk to us about something that's really weird, dumb, or cool. We'd be glad to hear from you. Hope you will stay tuned for the next weird ass episodes we got. Thank you.